this is just analytics, right? Like the real, the base of it.
Yeah.
So when I was single, let's just say I met 100 men.
Okay.
And I went on 100 dates.
Mm-hmm.
Sex. I'm not talking about sex,
okay.
guys. So don't go off the deep end because you're like, you're not the woman of God.
Okay.
Maybe I wasn't, but hey,
Yeah.
But if I went on out of 100 dates, I would say there were 5 men in those years, and maybe it was 300 dates. I don't know, y'all, how many dates it was. Okay. But let's just say use 100.
But that's important to do that.
Let's just say 100 dates just for the ease of numbers.
Okay.
There was like 5 of those 100 that were crazy about me. That were really like, oh my God.
Right.
I gotta have her. She's everything. Out of 100, there was maybe 5 that were I'm not talking about just interested, like, oh man, she has a good look. She's beautiful, she's smart, she's doing her thing. No, that's interest. That's not I'm gonna wife you. That's not I want to be with you and you be with me and it's just us against the world. No. That's interest. A lot of men have interest.
Just interest.
Half of those 100 of them dudes want to sleep with me. 50 of them going to stick it out to see if they can get to the point where they sleep with me. But the 5 are the ones who would really want to put a ring on it. Out of 100.
Out of 100. You over here still stuck with one.
Okay.
Wondering
so
why.
that's 5%. Now, out of those 5, there was maybe 3 that I entertained. Okay. Because the other 2, I really was
you don't like them back.
I don't like them back.
Yeah.
So I like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Then I date 2 of those, and I'm like, no, I still don't like you. It's just not going to work.
Yeah.
There's things about you are just not going to work. Down to Mr. Pope, the one that I end up marrying.
Right. Boom.
Look at those numbers.
Ooh.
And I'm talking, I'm pretty easy on the eyes.
Yeah. So, wait. What you're saying is a woman, it will behoove her to date 100 men within how long?
Yeah,
a year, 2 years, 3 years. What?
Let's just say in 5 years,
I hope y'all listen to this.
You go on 200 dates.
In how long?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see that.
If you go on 50 dates a year, with these apps, I was on these apps hard.
50 dates a year.
And when I would say these dating apps,
They scary though. They look scary to me.
Oh no, honey! If you're gonna be scared of the man you meet at the grocery store.
I'm
be
just
scared.
Be scared of the man that you with right now. Will he change on you? How about that?
How about you run a background check on the dude you kissing currently dating to see what's really going on with him?
Be scared of the man you living with.
Listen, my therapist told me. She said she tells every single woman that falls in love with a man to hire a private investigator before she really commits.
Yes.
It's
because there's been too many women over her 20-year span as a therapist sitting on her couch if they've married some dude and the truth comes out about these babies and the money and the side chicks and the down low and the abuse. Or borderline bankruptcy, money's not really there, and it only comes out if they say I do. So that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But you gotta know the full story.
You gotta know. Nowadays, and so here's also why I say you need to date like a man. Back to our subject, right? You gotta guard your heart. So if you keep going out here dating like where is my Boaz? Waiting to exhale, whatever everybody's teaching you how to do, the wait. And I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. Right. And all these concepts, and Stefan and I are super cool. All of these concepts don't tell you what are you supposed to do while you wait? What are you supposed to be doing?
You got to be doing something.
So
you
these
can't just
dudes
sit
are
there.
out here bagging and tagging them.
Bagging and tagging.
These dudes are out here laying and slaying, literally.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, and then in the meantime, what are you doing? You out here,
in the house.
I did not become Rebacca Lynn Pope overnight. Right?
Yeah.
It is through dating that I got to know myself. I learned what works for me.
And what doesn't
about
work for
men.
you.
Yeah. Forget about what they like.
It's about you.
It's about me.
Yes.
What type of personality do I like? Analyzing what kind of conversations do I want to have?
Yes.
What personality is compatible with mine? When I met Mr. Pope, I literally was like, over the first few weeks, he was just so consistent. His mood. He was not a moody person.
Yes.
One of my best friends, was just this woman I'd been friends with for 15 years. So not moody, just consistent. That's why she made a great best friend for me, because I tend to be passionate and I'm up. And and she was like this backbone for me, right? And I always said, I gotta find a man like her.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that. Man like my best friend, because I call her when I'm up or I'm going sideways, and she grounds me and keeps me focused. Yeah. And then I'm executing, and that means I'm making more money. That means I'm reaching my goals faster, because she keeps me solid and centered. Right. And I met Mr. Pope, same thing, so consistent.
So wait, so it's like the two poles on a battery. You are the red wire. And you just got to find your black wire.
You got to find your compatible side.
Yeah.
A man that's going to ground you.
Oh, yes, man. That's what a man does.
Oh, he is my anchor.
Yeah.
I've been married 4 years. We've been dating for 5.
Yeah.
I have tripled my income.
Ooh, come on now, do this. Do this. High five, do this.
Triple my income since I met Mr. Pope.
Okay.
Because he
made you better.
He makes me
find a man that's gonna ground you and make you better.
He pushes, he holds. You know, when I'm falling apart.
Wait, you gotta say that again.
He pushes
and he holds.
Come on now.
Oh my God, he just doesn't do one thing.
So he lets me be simultaneously superwoman and super strong and totally vulnerable and a mess.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but
this
is 200 dates now.
Yes.
1 to 200 dates.
You're not going to find this particular person in date number 3.
Yeah.
I didn't even know myself to be able to know that I needed Mr. Pope.
This sounds like a system.
Yeah.
This sounds like a whole system.
I think, to be honest, most women don't date enough, so they don't even know themselves. That's number one.
Right.
And then there's so much pressure that women feel to fit these ideals and images and stereotypes around traditional gender roles. And he needs to make this much money because that's what fits the traditional gender role. I think I really need to do a class that teaches women making 6 figures how to date.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because a lot of them are out here like trying to stick to these traditional gender roles.
You're not even a traditional woman.
You're not traditional. It's not conventional.
So what is a non-traditional woman? How does she operate then?
A lot of the most successful non-traditional marriages I see where women are killing it, right? Really, really strong women making a lot of money. You actually find a man who's more of a team player. A partnership. It's not so much now about finding the man who's a breadwinner, provider, protector, right? Not that he still can't be those things, but it's not from the sense he's got to make more money than me.
Yeah.
Because if a woman's making $400,000 a year, $500,000 a year, where is the black man making over $500,000 a year?
And he's a good man.
Who's also a good man, who's also attractive. Who is also going to want you.
And it's not short. Yeah.
That's going to want you.
Right. That's going to want you.
It's got to be mutual.
Rarity.
It's a rarity.
Right.
First of all, the finances alone, you're talking about 0.01% of the male population.
Ooh.
Right.
Maybe not even just black men, all men.
So break it down. Who should she date and like what
Whoever
type of...
Whoever makes her laugh.
So
whoever...
If it's a guy who just has a normal job and she's making $400,000 a year, where do they live? Say
in a mortgage she can afford,
but not a mortgage where he can afford.
No, hell
so
no.
He's
Why
going
would you
to
live on his level of income and she's making $500,000 a year?
So he's going to live with her,
or they're going to get a house together. It could be in both their names, but I mean.
But he's not going to be able to pay the mortgage.
No, but he pays other bills. He doesn't have to pay the mortgage. He can pay other bills.
How would that affect that man?
This is why you got to have a team player.
Okay.
And here's the other element of this. The woman doing this has to be secure enough in who she is that she doesn't belittle that man because he's making less money than her. There is a team partnership spirit in the relationship. Yeah. It's not yours and mine. It's ours. Right? It's ours. What can we do together? My husband and I are partners. My husband is at home learning the new academy technology system to upload our digital courses on
Right.
for all the courses I sell.
Right.
He's at home editing videos so we make our next $1 million from this digital platform.
Come on,
do you see what I'm saying? Right this second.
Right.
This second. He's over managing money and making sure money gets moved around, that we keep 750 credit scores.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? That's not my skill set.
Right.
I can't.
That's not
me.
your skill set.
Yeah.
I am not the finance, credit, mortgage, pay bills. I can make the money, but I daggone sure the way my mind works, them bills ain't getting paid. When I was single, everything was on auto pay. Just so I can have good credit. Because why? Yeah. I'm not about, I can't remember. My mind is not on paying bills.
I totally agree.
That $25 bill, oh crap, late again. Oh,
I totally agree.
With how much money in the bank, but I'm forgetting to pay bills and it's affecting credit. No, Carrie Pope.
Yeah.
Carrie Pope, right? Together we're better.
And what element do you bring to him?
I am his fun.
Oh!
Okay.
Come on,
I am Carrie Pope's
favorite
toy. I am Carrie Pope. I mean, I'll just keep it real. It's sex,
fun, and toy.
Sex, fun. It's learning to let your hair down. He was in ministry for 30 plus years.
Oh,
you know, he comes from being a pastor. He comes from, you know, straight laced.
Right.
And I'm coming in, you know, I'm like the city girl. Right.
You're like a city girl.
I'm like this city girl. He's like, you know, he was out in the country, small pastor. You know, I meet him. I'm like, look, we got to live it up, honey. You know, tomorrow's not promised.
Right.
So we bring this balance to each other's life, you know, that is like, he grounds me, I lift him.
Ooh.
You drop it so
Come on now.
Yeah, together we have this fabulous, you know, we have a blast, we laugh, we have a great time, we travel. So we're having a good time.
Yeah.
What I get from this.
But here's the other thing.
Okay.
I met Carrie Pope. Man, he was sexy as hell.
Ooh.
Okay. I had said I would never marry a pastor.
Okay.
Never. On our first date, I was walking across the street. We were down at Atlantic Station, you know, what's that restaurant down there? Yard House.
Yes.
He's standing out in front of the restaurant waiting for me. He's so nervous because he had just talked to his best friend. He said, "Dog, if she looks like these pictures."
Wait, so this is the first date?
We met on Facebook.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, first date. He told his best friend, if she looks like her pictures, I'm really in trouble.
Yeah.
And I came walking across the street towards him, and he just this big, huge smile, you know, broke out on his face. And I'm like, what are you doing out here in front of this restaurant? He said, waiting on you. And it just felt like one of those movie moments. You know how it's so cute. Who waits out in front of the restaurant?
Right,
you know, nobody does this.
Me?
You know?
Yeah,
he want to make sure.
Yeah, you know. But here's this handsome, oh my God, girls, listen. First time I saw Carrie Pope in real life, I was like, I feel like I could eat him alive.
Ooh, eat him alive.
Like literally. Yes. I'm looking at him like, oh, there goes hubby right there. You know how dudes be like, there goes wifey.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Carrie Pope like, you just got chose and you don't even know it
Surprise.
yet. And I literally say that all the time. I really chose him. I chose him. He was not as experienced dating as me. He'd just been married like his whole life.
Right.
Like, ladies, do some choosing.
Yeah.
Do some choosing.
How does she do that though?
Listen, everything within my feminine power to lock it down.
Ooh.
As in what though?
I kissed him on the first date.
Okay, you kissed him on the first date. Okay.
And he's looking at me like, what is going on right now? Now, granted, I understand my own power. I understand my own attraction level. I understand women who look like me don't do that.
And you understand body language.
I understand all of it, right? Our chemistry was off the chain. Our first date lasted 4.5 hours.
Wow, that's a
we
good
didn't
first
want to
date.
leave each other. We just were talking.
I love dates like that.
Yeah, it's just, it was amazing. And so, you know, I made up my mind very early on, like, this dude ain't going nowhere.
Ooh.
Okay.
I said that. He ain't going nowhere. He don't know it yet, but he ain't going nowhere.
So how do you go from this dude ain't going nowhere to continuing to date other people? Because in the back of your mind, you're like, all right, this is the guy, but I still want to.
Yeah, he had to jump through some hoops.
Yeah. Let him jump through some hoops.
I knew I really liked him, but I still didn't know him. So I have to still get to know him.
You still got to get to know him.
Yeah.
You can't say I really like him and then end of story. You still got to get to know them.
There's that vetting and qualifying process to
Mm-hmm.
really know, because
and
that is part of knowing yourself and valuing yourself, knowing what you bring to the table. To say, I deserve a really good person who's going to respect and love me. So that means I have to, kind of do diligence to make sure he's who I think he is.
He is who I think he is. You have to prove the fact that he is who you think he is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How long do you think it takes for the average woman to prove that he is who I think he is?
The average woman? Probably 6 months to a year.
6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think
women get caught up in their emotions a lot? So they're trying to make the man be who they want him to be versus really seeing who he is.
Yeah.
Creating an illusion.
Yeah. Do you think it's the narrative and not just the emotions? I think it's bigger than emotions. It's the narrative. Like, I want this to work. So they start forcing a square peg into a hole.
And ignoring all the red flags and all the signs that he's not fitting. Yeah.
And then they turn around and just throw it. Oh, I'm emotional. Oh, women are emotional. Oh, no. I think it's the narrative that because to me, the biggest thing I just hear from the women I've talked to, there's a background of time that's going against her. Right? She wants a child. She wants to get married. She wants all these things by a certain age.
Clock is ticking.
There's a clock ticking.
Yeah, she's got an imaginary clock that's ticking for her. And I,
imaginary clock.
So here comes the narrative.
That was one of the things that was, I'd already been married. Yeah. I already had my children.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I had that to my advantage. I wasn't pressed because I've already been married my whole life. I'm not trying to get married too fast again. Right. So that's different. And then also what's hard is first of all, ladies, women are getting married a lot later now. Yeah. Slow down. You don't have to be in your 20s and 30s to get married and have children.
You shouldn't be in your 20s.
Take your time.
Getting married, to be honest with you.
Yeah. At all.
Yeah. Because our marriages ended, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Because we got married so freaking
too early.
And we didn't know what we were doing.
We didn't know what we wanted and didn't want.
Didn't know ourselves.
Yeah.
Pressures society puts on us to do the right thing or whatever.
Stay too long.
Right. So, that's first of all. Second of all, is it the end of the world if you don't get married?
No.
It's not.
And I think that's the new narrative we're beginning to see evolve. We're beginning to see women realizing marriage is not all it's been cracked up to be, and that, excuse me, women, it is not an equal division of labor in your conventional marriage. And I think what most women are realizing is, I already go out here and I work this 9-to-5 job. Still, traditionally in most marriages, women still carry the brunt of the work in the household. When it comes to kids, the house, everything else. So now we're working outside the house and we're working inside the house. And it's not an equitable division of labor. And I say, women, who the hell signs up for that?
That's what they want to a certain degree.
And I get it. They do.
They'll do it without the man.
They want it. I understand.
So they damn sure do it with the man.
To me, I'm just asking you to question that. I'm asking you to say, is that logical? Yeah. Is that real? But then you wonder why women, especially Black women, are breaking down mentally, breaking down physically. They're coming up with high blood pressure and cancer and stress
at 30.
Exactly, because you're carrying too much. And it's like, when I first got married, I'll never forget, I told my husband, look, you got about 2-3 times a week I'm going to cook. And that's about the most I'm going to cook.
Right. And 2-3 times, that's actually good.
Yeah. And I felt like that was pretty good, right? Because I don't want to cook that much. I don't want to
cook for me every night. That means I got to come home at the same time every night.
I'm sitting here running how many companies? I don't have time to be worried about chores in this house. Like I'm the maid, right? We started having little disagreements about chores and stuff, and I'm like, I'm hiring a maid. And he's like, no, we don't need to pay that money on a maid. We can do this ourselves. No, when you say
he's from the country.
He's right.
He's
traditional.
Right.
I'm not spending $200 a month on a maid. We can do this ourselves. I said, no, you can do it if you're not wanting to spend this money.
Mm.
And I said, does Oprah fold clothes? Does Oprah? He's looking at me like, you ain't Oprah. That's number one.
Grandma didn't have a company though.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, I'm sitting here like, look, last time I checked, the housewife doesn't have 3 companies she's running, making all this money.
Come on now.
It was only within that, after that first year of marriage, we ended up having a maid because he finally broke down, and I was tired of hearing his mouth.
Why did it take him so long to break down? You get a maid.
Because he's traditional.
Yeah.
He's traditional. He's
and he wanted you to do the work instead of a maid doing the work?
Yes.
Why?
But I think it had more to do with traditional values.
Yeah.
And also lifestyles.
Yeah.
Hear me on this, ladies. I'm a city girl. He's a country guy, right? I'm up here. It ain't nothing to me to think about having maid service, right? It ain't nothing.
Right.
Like, look, what is this? This is money. An hour of my time is worth way more than a maid.
A maid.
It's better for me to pay someone to do this because my time is better spent making money with my companies than it is folding clothes or cleaning floors.
Exactly.
That's logical to me. Yeah. That's logical. Right. But everybody doesn't think like that. You know, and those are those compromises you have to make in relationships. I understood that my husband came from a different background than that. Yeah. He didn't think like that before he was with me.
Do you get what you want most of the time with your husband? I think you do.
I think...
She knows how to get it.
I think that I spoil myself.
Ooh, come on now.
That's number one.
Yes.
Okay.
I spoil myself.
Okay. Okay.
If I want something, I'm going to figure out how to get it.
Okay.
So I'm not just relying on my husband to spoil me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, he spoils me too.
Okay. That's
so good. Yeah, he spoils me.
So you're being spoiled double time. Instead of sitting around like, you don't buy me nothing, you don't do this. It's kind of like a scenario where you're driving down the street and you see somebody on the side of the road and their car's broke down, right? You're not necessarily going to, be inclined to want to go help them. But if you ride down the street and you see somebody pushing a car, you'll be more inclined to pull over and say, yo, let me help you. So if you're actually taking care of yourself, making yourself happy, he's going to be like, oh, damn.
And that's what I advise for most women.
I need to pitch into making you happy.
That's right. If you have certain things you like or a lifestyle you want, go get busy creating that for yourself. Busy
pushing the car.
That's your normal.
Yes.
That's your normal. So when a man meets you, that's your normal life.
Extra.
Yes.
Now he knows what he's signing up for.
Because he sees you in action.
He sees you doing it.
Yes.
Versus saying, I want a man that's going to upgrade my life and give me these things.
Give me.
Ain't never had
and that's what a lot of us men see, that we just like, you know what, I don't want that life because I don't want to feel inclined to have to give so much, but if you're giving it to yourself already, all a guy is doing is like jumping in the jump rope.
And an extra. He's
just getting the timing right. Let me go, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's dope.
And I think that, and I spoil my husband a lot. Like, there's nothing I wouldn't do for my husband.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing.
Right. Yeah.
I think if I was a man, like my wife would probably be like the most spoiled woman in the whole world.
Why?
Because it's how I love. Okay. It's like, I'm going to love you so much and so good. And you're going to have it so good. I will ruin you for anyone else.
Let me ask you something.
Ruin you.
What if you were dating, right? And the 100 guys, it just didn't work out, right? And you're back out here single, right? And you have this want to like love, right? But you can't find anybody to love. How would that make you feel? Like you're dating, you're doing this, and you're just like, I'm tired of dating. I was single, somebody to love.
I poured that sexual energy and passions into my businesses.
She
had an outlet.
Yes. I was, I'm passionate about business.
There's a lot of women that say they're tired. I'm so tired.
I was really
tired of what? They ain't doing nothing.
I was really passionate about my businesses. I still am. I'm a very driven person.
Okay.
And so a lot of my energy and focus went into my businesses and my goals. So, I never was at a point where I'm like, oh God, I just want someone to love. It was
because you're too busy.
I'm too
busy.
Not
sitting around. You're not sitting around the house looking at Love and Hip Hop.
And when you flip the script and you become the hot commodity in the dating market,
yeah,
there was always more men wanting me than I was wanting them.
Because you're busy.
because I'm busy. There's a dynamic, and that's what I sent out that message on Valentine's, and I said, date like a man.
Yeah.
Busy men are crazy about women who are not thinking about them.
Oh, they love it.
Facts.
I mean,
stop thinking about
it would drive them nuts when they're like, oh, let's go out Friday night. I'm like, oh, I can't. I'm busy.
And
immediately in their mind, they're like, who
must be
she
some other
seeing?
dude.
She's seeing another dude.
Right.
And then they don't like that.
Yeah.
And it's offensive because it's like she wants to be out with this other dude instead of accepting date with me.
Right.
Does she not recognize who I am?
And it makes us want to prove ourselves, right?
Yes. Now they start breaking themselves to impress you and get you to be and occupy your time.
Right.
And ladies, men will play games. They're like, oh, you must have a date with someone else. And they expect you to then say, no, of course not. I would be like, yep.
Or, well, that's not your business.
Yeah, no. You asked me. This is my rule.
Okay.
If you big enough and grown enough to ask me a question, you big and grown enough for the answer. Okay. If you don't want to discuss those things, then don't bring up the subject.
Gotcha.
So if you're bringing up me dating other people, I'll never forget. There was a situation, and he was trying to play that game, and I said, wait a minute, did we have a conversation about exclusivity?
I love the look on her face. So she's like, wait.
Did I miss something?
Yeah.
Or are you trying to have that conversation right now? You don't want me to see other people? Because I assumed you're seeing other people because we haven't had that type of commitment conversation.
Yeah. You are seeing other people, right?
Are you seeing other people? Or are you trying to have a commitment conversation? Now they're all discombobulated because they're not ready to have that conversation. Yeah. Now they completely back off and leave you alone.
Oh my God.
And it's been established I am seeing other people, and I'm assuming you are too.
Right.
So now they don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
But you got to play that game with them, because at the end of the day, they're trying to get you to feel bad like you're a hoe. If you're seeing more than one man, even if you're not sleeping with anybody, it's all geared to make you feel guilty, like you're doing something wrong. In the meantime, he's still screwing the other two women he's been screwing since before he met you, but trying to get you into a corner to where you're not even dating anyone else. And this is what leads to situationships.
And to be honest with you, you're not playing the game. He's the one playing the game.
He's playing the game.
So you're not playing the game.
All
you're
I'm
just
doing
being
is
real
guarding my heart
and being busy.
So the one thing that women do that really gets them hung up is they emotionally commit to a man who has not asked that of them.
Yes.
Heavy.
In other words, you stop talking on the phone to other men. You stop going on dates with other men because you really like Bobby.
And nobody asked you to do that.
And no one asked you to do that. Bobby didn't ask you.
Bobby don't want you.
Bobby's still screwing Sally.
Be right.
And ain't ready to give up his consistent maintenance chick for you yet, because he don't even know you like that.
We don't even know you like that.
And
that's the bottom line. I don't know you.
And in the meantime, you up here thinking you already having dreams about walking down the aisle with Bobby.
She looking at wedding dresses and rings already.
No, this is a thing. Women are actually buying dresses now.
Yeah.
Picking out rings.
They're proposing.
Do you understand what psychologically that does to you as a woman when you have already picked out a wedding dress and you're going on dates looking for Mr. Right?
And to be honest with you,
it's
insane. I
feel like it's insane.
This is the narrative that I'm saying.
And then what about
it's just like stick somebody in this slot. You know what I'm saying?
Delusional. It's delusion.
If I was a man, I would think you were crazy.
No, you are crazy. It's not thinking. You are.
You're so desperate and caught up on this narrative.
Fine, wedding
and the agenda that you are wanting to create. Guess what you didn't do? Every single dude you meet, you trying to make him be the one.
Instead of vetting them. Instead of being patient.
Instead of you being the catch. Instead of the dynamic. Listen, men want a catch. There's a thing in their DNA that loves the chase, that loves the hunt. They love to feel like they're winning something. It's competitive.
Let me say this.
Testosterone.
If I went fishing, right, and I knew that there was one fish in his pond, I would not want it.
Because it's one fish.
Because it's just one fish.
It's a one fish.
And
that's a good one.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, no.
I don't want that little funky fish.
Right. So if you're just sitting there like a bump on a log, like waiting on the man, like you want me, like
the pick me.
I don't want you.
Pick me.
I don't want you.
I would tell dudes, don't pick me.
Yeah.
I'm your worst nightmare. I would tell men, I'm your worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I'm your worst nightmare. You don't want these problems.
I want to figure you out.
And then they're looking at me like, what is wrong with this? But I'm telling you, I'll mess up your whole life. I'm telling you right now, I'll mess up your whole life.
And that right there would turn me on.
I'll mess up your whole life.
I'll mess up your whole life.
Yeah.
Because
and that's so sexy for a woman to say that.
And my exes, you guys. I'll never forget when I got engaged.
Okay.
Oh my God. Women, when you get engaged, every man who's ever dated you or loved you comes out the woodwork.
Hey, I want you back.
Oh my God. It's almost like they feel like you cheated on them.
I've done that myself. I seriously.
You're being honest. Aaron's like, he's being honest.
I'm literally like, really? I just seen an ex like take a picture with her boyfriend on social media. I'm like, yo, we don't do that. Like, what is she doing? Like,
right, you feel some type of way.
I ain't been with her in years. I'm up here looking at her like, yo, we don't do that.
Right, because it's like there's a part of you still feels like she's yours.
I'm like, what is you doing? You don't know this dude.
Somebody did me like that. I just put a dude on. I just put a guy on my story, and then he was like, "Be careful."
Be careful.
Yeah, I literally wanted to DM her.
So literally,
oh my God.
You know, men are so territorial.
I wanted to DM her and be like, yo, what you doing?
Be careful. Why I haven't talked to you in like 5 years. You talking about be careful.
Listen, they come out the woodwork. They can't handle it. They can't handle it.
No.
Men cannot handle what they dish out.
No.
They can't handle it.
Well, we ain't putting women on social media. And y'all shouldn't either, ladies. My exes. Oh, I'm sorry.
I had one woman years ago. I had a social club in Atlanta.
Mika?
And you know what? And what's funny is literally one woman peeped me.
Okay.
Because, I had a social club, really huge social club here in Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
And I would post pictures with different people different times. You're out at events, you post pictures all the time. And somebody, I took a picture with a man on a weekend, and it was in my photos and posted on Facebook, and somebody in one of the comments said, "Oh, is this your new man?"
Oh, God.
And somebody who was in my social club who really analyzed and watched everything that I did, she came in and commented underneath and said, "No, that ain't her man, because if it was her man, she wouldn't have posted him." And it's like, and she had observed that if I'm dating somebody, ain't nobody gonna know who it is, and I'm playing that real close to my chest. And literally, there's the picture. Oh, they're cute. Aaron, stop hating.
I was just like, wow, really? Seriously?
So do you think women don't need to post a man unless that's her husband on social media?
Even if it's your husband.
No, I post Carrie and I all the time.
Yeah, because
well, y'all are married though, right?
Yeah, we're married.
But I'm just saying,
here's the thing.
It's nothing wrong
when you're
with
dating, you don't post random men that you're dating because he could be gone next week.
Right. Yeah. Okay, your husband, but before your husband, you shouldn't do it, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless you're practically engaged.
Right. That's how I feel.
Because you need to still be available.
Wait, so you're saying I should DM her and be like,
no. That's her business.
I'm just joking.
Right. That's her business, Aaron. Stay out her business.
It's tax time. A lot of women got these men that they can't.
And then it's tax time.
Yeah, they
you posting a dude and it's like March.
Yeah.
Do you realize what you looking like out here? Like, he just wants some tax money.
Oh, do you know it?
Because y'all got to think about this. Just like you said earlier, Rebecca, we don't necessarily want all of that. So for a man to be okay with you posting him on your social media, there may be a side of him like, it's tax time. All right, run it. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't tax time, I'm like, no, you didn't put me on your social media.
And you have to remember there's levels to this, you guys. Right? I haven't got money back on taxes.
I know. Business owners, we don't. But working people, they still getting $4,000-$5,000 back.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
I hate
so
tax
there's
time.
like levels to this. It's like, no, we are not the same.
Right.
There's no such thing as a return.
Right.
I'm always paying.
But
we file as late as possible because you about to come up off some licks.
Some money.
Right? So
you sitting there crying.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I'm serious.
But this brings up a very good topic, is that social media has changed everything.
Yeah.
It's changed everything. People want to impress their friends. Yeah. People want to impress.
Do you think guys want to impress their friends also, or is it mainly women?
Listen, there is nothing more validating to a man than to have a bad chick on his arm.
Facts.
Oh, they love that.
Facts.
So, yeah, he definitely is wanting to be able to show off whoever he eventually is choosing to be with.
Oh, choosing to be with, though.
Yes.
Yeah, not
you
no
see
random.
That. Not just
random.
Right.
But the woman he's gonna really settle down and post on his social media and everything, he wants that to be someone that he's proud to be with.
Because to a certain degree, he's not gonna post just a random chick on social media. But for the younger men, we would show off a good-looking woman.
Oh yeah.
And let the guys around us know, like, she ain't nobody. Just to have the guys being like, wait, her?
Yeah.
She's nobody? No, she's this is normal to me. Now the guys are like,
stunned.
Wow.
Right, stunned.
Damn, that's what you usually date?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes we'll show off a woman that we don't want.
Mm-hmm. Just
to our guys. Just to show a guy like, this ain't nothing right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's almost like we're the opposite. You know what I'm saying? This ain't my boo.
And that's why I say men and women are coming at this from two different perspectives. I did a video on my YouTube. It's called When a Man Wants You.
Come on, we got to go into that right there.
And, it's really around the psychology of men and women, right? And here's the major difference. Because of sex, a man will still exhibit all of the activities and behaviors that will make a woman think he's interested. Because he simply wants to sleep with her. And a woman can't understand that because she's only going to date someone because she's wanting, yes, I understand someone are out here just barracudas dating for sex and everything. I'm talking about your average woman is looking for commitment and looking for love.
She wants to be wanted.
And so when you're out here dating, ladies, what's happening is you're meeting all these men and they're doing all of these behaviors and they're saying all these words that make you think this is going somewhere. When 90% of the time they just want to hit and quit. And
90%,
so
90% of the time.
Hit about 10 times and quit.
Yeah.
Not hit one time.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 times.
Unless it's garbage.
Number 10.
Unless it's garbage. Right.
But reality is that men and women are coming at this from two totally different perspectives.
Yeah.
And because of the sex factor, men will engage with you and entertain you for the simple fact that they wouldn't mind sleeping with you.
But they know this, right?
No.
So the women don't know this?
Women don't know this.
Why
because what happens is it's not like men are honest. It's not like from the minute that man decides, I can't really see being with her, but I'd hit.
But hasn't the same thing been going on since she was like 14?
It doesn't matter. Remember, she's looking for the one.
Yeah.
So she don't care. It's all about.
So it's all about the agenda. So
it's
if he's not outright telling her, I just want to sleep with you.
Right.
She's thinking this is going somewhere because he's exhibiting all the behavior that says he's calling, he's texting, we're going on dates. Right. How does she know he just wants to sleep with her? And it's already made up in his mind he would never be with her.
Okay.
Why would she think that?
Because we do make it up in our mind. Like, I'm never going to
be with her. Very early on, you guys know whether or not you would be with someone. But that still doesn't mean you don't keep going out with her because you're eventually wanting to get her in bed.
Yeah. But what about the guys who would literally say in code that
I'm not ready.
I never want to be with you? In other words,
but they don't hear that in code.
So it's a gray. They put them in a gray area.
It's a gray.
Yeah,
it's a gray area. And most men don't even say it in code because they know if she catches on, he's not going to be able to hit.
Well, yes, he would though.
Men don't think like that though, Aaron.
Not at all.
They are not honest like that.
Okay.
I've dated some pretty suave dudes.
Ooh, tell me.
I had a really, really great guy friend who really was the one who put me on game. For real.
Okay.
And he said the gray area is where men thrive.
We do.
Yeah. It's not black or white. We don't want to answer direct questions. We don't want to define this. We don't want to say what this is. They're gonna sideline you if you start trying to take some direct questioning. They're gonna change the subject.
Right.
He said we thrive in the gray area. It's in the black and white. Women thrive
because women require certainty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't.
So if you're in the gray area and you don't know what you're doing, ladies, the man is winning. In that situation, the man is winning. When you don't know what this is and you don't know what's going on, he's definitely the one in the dynamic that's getting over.
Right.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, men are not going to tell you, man, Rebecca, you're great, but I could really never see myself, really.
Or I can do way better than you.
Right.
Ooh.
You just got
They're not
going
to say that. They're not going to say that.
Come on, Dad.
And because women are sitting here like, well, I'm beautiful.
Yeah.
All women feel they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. Women have an ego too. They're like, well, what does she have that I don't have? What do we all got vaginas and two titties.
And here's the thing. And mine is good.
I got
right.
They swear they got the best vagina in the world. They're like, ooh, once he get this.
Right. And it's like, sweetheart, vagina is vagina. I'm telling you. And this is why it takes men reaching a certain point in life where they've sowed their wild oats or been out here doing whatever they want to do, and they start to want to settle down.
And just a thought, we barely ever, one more time, ever married the woman who had the best vagina we ever had.
No.
Ever.
No.
Best head we ever had? No.
Yeah.
Never.
Because
that's
that
not
woman
the woman
doesn't
that we
have
marry.
all of the other characteristics you want.
Right, because she's focused on particular. Everybody has a certain a great point or what they focus on.
Yeah.
And if her best point is sex, we ain't getting nowhere. You just somebody that I had the best sex with. I'm not marrying you.
Yeah.
Because sex doesn't equate to marriage.
No.
And that's why I try to let women know, like, sex has something to do with it, but it doesn't equate to marriage.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, they focus on their looks too.
99% of the men you're going to meet, ladies, are not ready for any type of commitment at all. So it doesn't matter that you could be the most perfect woman in the world.
Oh, let's get into that. I'm a good woman. Why wouldn't he want me? Let's get into that.
He's not
my God.
He's not ready. And he is not at a point in his life where he's ready to settle down.
No matter how good of a woman you are, no matter how good your pussy is, no matter how, it doesn't matter,
It
right?
doesn't matter. He's not ready.